Hey guys, it's Lisa, and today I thought I would do I'll try to be quick, video on my hair, my new hair color, and kind of like what I'm concerned with, which is the breakage and getting it back to a color that I really like. And I kind of wanted to just go over it with you now that I'm not as emotional. If you've probably watched my last Friday video, you've heard that I actually had COVID when I did those videos. So I think that made me extra. It's so funny because I thought, gosh, Lisa, you are making yourself sick by worrying about this so much. But I think it was actually the opposite. I mean, I don't take anything away from being upset that I have broken my hair, but I do think that was making me, just a little bit more upset and dramatic about it. I've got some notes here that I kind of wanted to talk about, and the reason I'm doing this is because I'm hoping I can help some of you that may have damage, and especially like if you're my age, our hormones are crazy, our lives are crazy, and a lot of times I think women at my age give up on having long hair, but I really think you can. So I am going to get my hair back to where it was, and if you would like to learn from me, my mistakes, what I'm going to do about it, and my routines, then just kind of stay tuned. I'm not going to make like a whole bunch of videos, but I'll keep you posted. So I think I told you that I just have been loving my hair for years. Like, I've had the hair that I dreamed of. Like, when I would go back and look at the pictures, my inspiration pictures, it's like my hair was better than that. And I would just randomly send a thank you note to Morgan. And she is my hair stylist. I think I've been with her about 9 or 10 years. And I want to make it clear that I in no way blame her for anything, and we'll get to that. But a lot of you were telling me things like that, and I just don't think that that is the right thing to do. I think we all make the decision of who to go to, what to ask for, and all of those things. In a time like this, you can't blame others. So I do not blame her a bit. It's all my fault. And she has been responsible for the best hair I have ever had since being a child. And that is another thing that I think is interesting is I read a long time ago that when deciding what color, blonde, brown, whatever color, hair that you look best in, that it's good to go back to the hair that you were as a child. And I think we can all agree, I mean, what is more beautiful than a child? And then I was looking up hair color like last week, and I came across another article that was very similar to that. I know what it was. I was looking up the connection that women have with their hair, because I was just kind of thinking, is this legitimate? Like, you know what I mean? It's just a fact that from the beginning of time, women have been very emotionally attached to their hair. It is a sign of health, it's a sign of fertility, it's a sign of just all kinds of things. So there is, in fact, an emotional connection. So I feel better about that. When I was looking up those articles, I found an article that said not only is your most flattering, best hair color the one you had as a child, but they even said around age 5. And so I thought I would just tell you that just because I thought it was interesting. So for sure, my hair was a golden blonde. Not white, I wasn't a towhead child, but just a golden blonde as a child. So that is what I do want to get back to, but we'll get to that. So what happened is I think my hair started declining right around the time that I decided to get a butterfly cut. And why did I decide to get that? Because that is when Pamela Anderson came back on the scene with her Netflix documentary, and I just loved that flippy hairstyle. That is when it started. And I think that not only did that hairstyle, getting it so layered, it started a series of damage, and it started a series of me not liking my hair. But I think that also started a series of looking into hair trends, wanting something new, playing with my hair. Like before then, I just was so content. There was nothing you could even say to me. You know what I mean? Like I was just so content. I didn't even care. That is something I'm going to do from now on. I'm going to be content with what I know that I love. I can play with hairstyles. I can play with hair, curled or not curled, up or down. I can do all of that and be perfectly content. So I will not be following any hair trends. Then it's just like anything else. When you weaken your hair by cutting it into layers, you don't have the safety in numbers. It's kind of like they were telling me when my teeth were getting more and more crooked as I got older, that it's kind of like a picket fence. The strength is in those pieces being together. But once one comes out, then the other ones are going to get weak and fall. And I think that's kind of like how it is when I got my hair layered, that I didn't have the strength of the bulk of my hair. And if this layer or this layer starts breaking, well, it's going to look different than all the layers breaking from here, where I can just keep getting them trimmed. But as soon as I started letting those layers grow out from the butterfly cut, which I did not like, it was way too much styling needed. It needed way more heat than I was wanting to give it, and it just wasn't something I liked. So when I started letting those grow out, you're not continually trimming those layers, so then you're having that breakage and it just snowballed. And that is something else that happened. And then I got really into In the Fro when she had her hair done. Now, from the beginning, I have told Morgan I did not want to be that dark. I did not want to be that dark, but I liked the placement of the light around the front and the darker pieces in the back. We started that whole escapade. Sorry, Chanel's in my closet. This is where I went wrong too. Getting it done one time, oh, we need a little bit more dark. Then it would go way too dark. Then I would tell her it's too dark, and then she would do it and it would be way too light. Then I need a little bit more dark back in it. Then we would go and, oh, this wasn't good enough. Then I wanted that exact placement. So that is where I went so wrong, and I knew better even as it was going, but I just kept on. I don't know why. So finally, when she finally gives me what I was asking for, now it's a little bit too dark. But just like she said, just like you guys said, it has faded. It has faded a lot. But something I think that I did not express to you that day that I should have, I didn't express it enough. I think my deepest sorrow was through all of that coloring. And, a lot of times you'll hear the color doesn't damage your hair. It's mainly just the bleach. Well, I think the coloring over and over damaged my hair too, because it is much thinner at the ends than it was. And those first couple of days, I felt like it looked and felt so bad. I felt totally freaked out. Like in my mind, my hair was gone. It was all breaking off. It was over, back to extensions, because, way, if you've been with me, I have had some damaged hair and I have had extensions. When you have good hair and you don't have to wear extensions again, it just feels so good. You can't believe it. You cannot believe it's true. So I was very, very distraught about that. Probably way more than the dark color. The reason I was probably obsessing on the dark color is because I was thinking, oh my gosh, now to ever get it light again, I'm going to have to do more damage. And I was just, between being emotional, sick, dramatic, all of that, I just went overboard. So what I have been doing for the past almost 2 weeks is trying to get a grip and thinking, okay, Lisa, you had healthy hair. You know what to do. So I've been taking it back to the things that I know to do, and I have been researching the K18, the Olaplex, and the Living Proof. I have been, oh my goodness, you guys, I have been conditioning the heck out of my hair. I have been doing the mask, the Colleen Rothschild mask mixed with coconut oil. I've been using some argan oil. I have just been doing so much good for my hair that I think you can tell the difference already. I really do. I think you can tell the difference in the health of it, and I feel really good about it. And I want to help you, because that is the worst feeling. You're mad at yourself for the decisions that you made. And it's almost like when you fear something and it comes true, it's like a double gut punch, because, you know, it's like, oh, what I feared happening has happened. So let's see. I wrote down my concerns, the cumulative breakage, and I don't want to break it anymore with chemicals or heat. Not going to tell you not to wash your hair but once a week or whatever. And I'm not going to tell you not to use heat. But I will tell you this. I'm not going to be using the flat iron. Because one morning, you know that whole thing, sleep on it? I really do believe that your subconscious mind thinks about things while you're sleeping, because you guys would not believe the things that I come up with in the morning, like soon as I wake up. And one morning I woke up and I thought, the flat iron. I have used a flat iron more than ever in the past 10 years since I got that Paul Mitchell one. And I'm not saying it's not a good flat iron, and I'm not saying that there are some people that can probably use it and get away with it, but I won't be using it, because I had gotten to where I liked the flat iron and I was using it. And I think that combined with all of the other bad stuff I was doing, because remember, when did I start using the flat iron? Right when my hair color escapade started. So I will not be using the flat iron. I have used the Drybar wand all through my healthy hair journey. So I am a believer that put on, I've been using it at 320. When I say heat protectant, I don't mean just heat protectant, a few little drops of Olaplex oil, or a few little sprays, or your leave-in conditioner. I'm talking each piece that I put on that wand is going to get saturated front and back with my heat protectant spray. And that's what I've been doing. So I'm going to go back to that. And my hair, I am going to live with it as long as I can. I'm not going to get it just bleached back. I appreciate all of you saying, Lisa, don't do it. My mom said don't go back, you know, all that stuff, because I needed to hear it. One of my subscribers, Corey, sent me this. It's like a miracle. It's the Wow hair powder, which you guys know I already love. I have a dark blonde one that I've hit pan on, but this is the Platinum. This is what I have used today to help with the hotter or more orangey roots right up here at the front. I took this Platinum, and let me see if I can, I don't have a mirror, I'm using my phone, my camera. Oh, I do have a mirror. Okay, let's see if I can find a place to show you guys. Did you see that? You can add a highlight with this. This is going to save me. And this is why I want to make these videos, because something as small as this, if this can keep me from hating that piece in the front, why not? So thank you so much, Corey. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love it. It is just, that really helped me today. Another thing I'm going to do different is I always sleep with my hair up, because I like to wash and style my hair at night. But I'm going to be much more careful. I always use the coily bands, but I think I'm going to try to find a jaw clip way instead of using any of the bands, so I don't have any pulling, because see, I have breakage all over. It's all over my head. It's in the back, it's across the front, it's on the sides, it's all over. So I want to be very kind to all of it, not just the ends. Okay, you may be saying, why don't you get 3 to 4 inches cut off? I already had 1.5 inches cut off that last day that I went to Morgan, because I have done that before. And then what happens? Say my ends are up to here, well then those ends are going to need to be trimmed. So, and they're going to get broken. They're going to bear the brunt of the dryness, because that's the opening, is at the end. So I am going to baby these little ends. I'm going to enjoy them when I wear my hair up. I'm going to let them help me bear that brunt, and then I'll keep getting them trimmed like a ½ inch at a time until my other ends catch up and we get more fullness. So that's why I'm not getting an immediate chop to here, because I believe in knowing yourself, and I know myself, and I like long hair. So that would be like a double, triple, quadruple whammy to me. I'm going to go back to my easy to maintain color. Remember when I used to only get highlights every third or fourth time, and I just dealt with the darker roots? That is something I am going to ask you guys to help me with, because a lot of times people are really critical of my hair and my hair color, and they will point things out. And I have to get better at not letting that bother me and not trying to be the poster child for blonde hair. You know what I mean? I'm going to really, watch the integrity of my hair, and I want it to just be healthy. I don't expect to have like the healthiest hair on earth. I want it to just be to the point where it was, where I know I'm able to be. But this is something else. This is my fault too. The time that my hair, I freaked out on her because it was so much cooler on the top than the ends. That is when she put the bleach on the underneath of my ends. Well, you can imagine how old that hair underneath was. It was old and it was damaged. Well, I think I lost about half of those. So we're not gonna do that again. If the top does not match the bottom, that's okay. I will wait until it fades. I will get over it. It's not worth the damage. Too much color. I'm not going to, even though color is not supposed to damage your hair, I don't want to keep layering color. Okay, so my plans. More heat protection. I always use heat protection, but maybe I didn't do the front and the back or something. I'm just going to pay very, very, very close attention to that. I am trying the K18, the Olaplex, and all of that stuff. I think that K18, I think it's helped. The oils, I love hair oil. That's one of the biggest things that has ever helped my hair. Let me go get another couple of things that I think has helped just in the past 2 weeks. Okay, let me back up so you can see. I'm so bad. Do I get too close to the camera? Okay, so a lot of my old faves here. But I had run out of my tried and true Kerastase, the thick one. Like, I've had the purple one, I've had this, that, it's this one. It's the Elixir Ultime. 2 full pumps in the ends of my hair after it comes out of the towel. I mean, just like, it's just a miracle. And I had gotten where I was out of that, so I was just trying to use some other stuff, all that stuff. Okay, Brooke picked this up for me when I was like hanging on the ledge of the bridge one of those days. I think it was like the second day or something. She brought it to me. And it is the Lanza Healing Oil Lustrous Shine Spray. And not only does this give you shine, but it's basically oil, just in a very, this weightless spray delivers instant shine to all hair types. But, I mean, it is oily, but this is really good for me to do like this. Like, I'll just, spray like up here and rub it in. Smells so good, and we know that Lanza is a good product. Okay, and then for some reason, Colleen's oil is my favorite for the next day. The next day, I take my hair down, it's been curled. I don't brush it out after I curl it at night, that way they'll last. And I brush it out with that Olivia Garden brush, which I did just order, that expensive Mason Pearson brush that all of you have told me about for years. So I had enough Nordstrom Notes, I got that brush for free. So I ordered that, and I'll compare it to the Olivia Garden one. But I brush everything out, and then before I even brush it out, I put a pump and I kind of go through my ends, and then that oil helps it brush out, and then I'll take another pump and just kind of work it into my hair. I hope that she never quits making this. Stuff like that makes me want to order like 50 of them. Okay, this is kind of interesting because Abby Young, that is like a hair, she's like the Angie Hot and Flashy. She's like the young version of Angie Hot and Flashy. Like, they're very scientific. They test things for weeks. They call the company, you know, they do stuff that is much more thorough. That's just not my personality, but I do have an appreciation for it. So I've been watching a lot of her videos, and I had bought this before. Remember when I was doing drugstore shampoos and conditioners and styling products? I still stand by, don't get your stuff at the drugstore. But this, she really swears by it. And I thought, you know, coconut oil, I tried again. I have been doing some deep, like saturating my hair with this coconut oil and leaving it in for hours. I haven't slept in it because I just can't do that. I'm somebody that likes to be clean when I sleep. I think it has just really helped. When I read about coconut oil, because there's so many different kinds, it says that it penetrates the hair. And Morgan has always told me that I need to focus on moisture rather than repair. And I do think in most cases that's true. So I have done this twice, like 2.5 times. One day I just did the ends, and I really think it really helped. But let me tell you, just a regular shampoo does not get it out. I had to use the Redken cleansing cream. And that's another thing I wanted to kind of touch on. Like, so many of you were saying, get a purple shampoo, use Dawn dish soap, use a clarifying shampoo. Okay, I was scared to death to do that in the beginning because I had done that like 1 or 2 times ago before I went to her, and she told me that sometimes if you do that, it can take all the different colors that she had used and kind of mix them together. And then it deposits back on your hair and it becomes an ugly, murky color, and I was scared of that. So I didn't use the Redken cleansing cream until I think night before last. And boy, that's some good stuff. That, so far, that's my favorite clarifying shampoo I've ever used. So I wanted to tell you that. Just be careful of, you know, just immediately going for all those strong things, because at this point, and I've told her before, I would rather have long brown hair than short blonde. I would rather have long brown healthy hair. Like, I don't want to sacrifice my hair just to have it blonde. You know what I mean? So major heat protection, all the cool, good products. Use my ends as protection and comfort and for styling. Patience. I'm challenging myself. And I kind of like to have something going on, you know what I mean? Like some kind of little internal challenge with myself. So I'm going to challenge myself to be very, very patient and not try to just get all the way straight back. And the hair powder that I just showed you from Wow, that is going to keep me going. And you know what? You're going to keep me going because you guys are so good to me. Thank you, thank you. You really did make me feel better. You know, I can't deny it. It's an important thing to me. And when you've worked that hard to get your hair to that thickness and length, and like every day someone says your hair is so pretty, you know, it's like that becomes part of something you're proud of, something you've achieved. It's like somebody taking something away, or you taking it away from yourself. You know what I mean? Like I've told you before that I'll have like carnivore nightmares. I can't remember what they're called, but like I'll have this dream that I accidentally forget and I eat a blueberry muffin and I'm just like distraught because I don't want to ruin something that I've achieved. So I hope this helps to some degree. If anything, I hope that I explained myself a little better. And if you have damaged hair, I will share every single thing. I hope it can help. I feel like I'm a pretty practical person when it comes to things like this. I don't care what it is if it works. I'm not going to go weeks without washing my hair. I'm not going to not style it. I'm going to do what I had been doing. I'm going to do that. And I'm not going to get off on tangents and just crazy things. I'm going to take it back to a year ago where I really loved it. And even 2 months ago, it was really good. But then it got crazy right there at the end. So thank you guys. I hope this helped, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.